So, guys, here we are, MMA UK News. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about Grapplefest 11. Grapplefest 11 is going to be at the usual place, Fleet Street in Liverpool. That's Fusion Nightclub. It's going to be Saturday, 26th of February. Now, doors open, I believe, around about 3-ish, 3:30. First fight is going to be 4 o'clock. Now, I say this all the time, Grapplefest are very punctual with their fight times. So more than likely that first fight will kick off at 4 p.m. So make sure you're in the venue, you get a space, because obviously it promises to be a fantastic night of grappling. It's going to be Daisy Fresh coming over with a team of some of the top kind of belts throughout America, or throughout the Daisy Fresh team, should I say. They're going to be taking on some of the best that we have here in the UK and obviously Europe as well. You've got a lot of fights on the prelim. And obviously the main card as well. So tickets for the event, as I said, they're all sold out. You can maybe get some tickets from your chosen fighters if they have any left. I very much doubt it because, as I say, these tickets went very, very quickly. The only other place you can watch it is Flow Grappling. Now, if you do go on Flow Grappling, they do default to a yearly subscription. So you do need to choose the monthly option. If you're only choosing it for this event, then make sure you choose that monthly option, and then it's up to you after that what you do with it. So obviously my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Reece Doran, 5th Element Jiu Jitsu. So yeah, listen, I've seen Reece. First time I seen Reece, I think, was Grab and Pull, November 2014. Obviously he was a blue belt at the time. I think you were a fresh blue belt at the time as well, Reece.
Yeah, brand new at the time. That was an all competition.
Yeah, but it was awesome. I mean, I would say that was at a time where, I mean, obviously we had a team from Gracie Barra, Glasgow. Obviously you guys had a team. Obviously yourself, James, Chris Morgan. All you guys used to kick about. Kevin Cunningham when he was coming up as well. So it was awesome times. So it was definitely good times back then.
100%, it was. Those blue belt days are very good.
I remember
on the mats then.
Yeah, I remember you always used to have epic fights with one of my teammates at the time, Matty Fleming.
Yeah, always. So many scrambles. I remember actually not long ago looking back at those fights like 6 months ago. Scrambles for days. You know?
Yeah.
He was gone there at the time and I liked it on top, so it was a good back and forth.
Yeah, that was. I remember that first fight. Obviously, watching you guys at Grab and Pull, and I remember recording. I think I sent you the video as well. Every now and again, I would send you the video, and it was just an awesome match. And it was like back and forward and back and forward. I think you ended up getting the victory on the day. So, but it was a fucking. I think that was probably the matchup of the day. Everybody that was watching it was like, that was definitely the best match of the day.
Aye. Hopefully, I do another match of the day.
Definitely. And what about your training then? So, I mean, how's everything going with you training wise? Now, you're obviously a black belt as well, so congratulations on that. So, what's your training like now then, Reece?
Yeah, it's going well. You know, I'm coaching a lot. You know, now I've been coaching full time for about 2 or 3 years now. I'm probably one of the busiest coaches in the country right now, with 4 hours plus coaching on the week. So I jump in on them sessions, but I've got to be careful that I don't burn out because I'm coaching so much. I don't be training too hot because you feel yourself depleting at the end of the week. And then the weights 2 or 3 times a week. And I also try and head out to once or twice a week and train with like Elelment and all that guys. My training's going well. You know, a lot of guys that train with that good heavy pressure passes and stuff.
Yeah. Nice. And that was always one thing. I mean, certainly for you, I mean, you like to travel about and train with a lot of different people. You were never just stuck to the one gym. It was always you want to train with the kind of best people that progressed your own game.
Totally. And especially like before, when I had last job, before I actually was full-time in Jiu-Jitsu, I had so much like time and money. I could compete around the world and spend the week training somewhere. And skills went full on. Like those experiences have made me who I am right now. And I'll never get away from that. I always want to try and train different people, get different perspectives and stuff. Try and get different guys in the gym, do seminars at the club as well. You know, good for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And we definitely seen that. I mean, you coming up through your belts, obviously blue, purple, brown, and so on. I mean, absolutely, you were definitely one of the guys that was out there, one of the more consistent competitors wherever you went. I mean, as you mentioned, you were all over the world. You were in Japan. You were obviously all over Europe and so on, in America. Was that always something that you wanted to do when you first got into jiu-jitsu? You wanted to travel about?
I think I didn't really feel like I was going to be that type of competitor until about 6 months to a year in.
Yeah,
it was all at the time when I started jiu-jitsu as well. I was like, it was just more of a hobby sort of thing. But I was training hard. I loved it, and it turned into a bit of a competitor. And then maybe early on in my competitive career, I got a pretty good job, and I had a lot of spare money, so I could freely do what I wanted, compete what I wanted. And I think my first year of competitiveness was all just local and national level. And then as soon as that first year of success, I wanted to keep it going and test myself in the European circuit, the world circuit, and see how I would do. And, you know, I never won anything crazy like world medals or anything. I did win a Europeans medal once, and I've won like Asian Open and stuff. So I have did well in the continental circuit and the world circuit. But
yeah,
you know, even just the preparation for those tournaments puts you on the other level. You know, you constantly striving to that. It gets you to that level. And I haven't competed a ton at purple and brown belt, but I want to make the black belt that next stage of where, you know, I'm competing all the time if I can. You know, around the world, competing with all sorts of levels.
Definitely. And you're in, I mean, obviously the black belt. So what are you now? Because what were you? You were under 82 at the time as a blue belt. Was it under 82, under 76? So it was under 82, yeah.
Enough, I've actually competed. I've competed lightweight, middleweight, medium heavy, and heavyweight. So I've been in my 10 years pretty much jiu-jitsu. I went from 70 kilo to 110. That's the span of weight I've been. So I've been some sizes in this sport, you know. Like when I had knee surgery, I was out for 6, like 110 kilos. And when I went to Brazil years back, I was like 73 kilos, like lean, you know. So
yeah,
I've been all sorts of weight. It should be 75 to 80. That's where I should be.
Yeah,
you know. But
yeah,
I like my food as well. I like my food.
Definitely. I mean, you're comfortable. I mean, obviously under 82, under 76, you're very, very comfortable. As I say, anytime I've ever seen you, you're very exciting fighter, a very, very exciting grappler, very technical grappler as well. As you mentioned, obviously you like the top game, but even on the bottom, you were still very, very technical, and it was always a joy to watch you anytime you were competing.
Yeah, thank you. I do try to be as well-rounded as I possibly can. One thing that I have did over the last few years as well is try to work on my judo, my wrestling. That's something that I didn't have when I was white and blue belt. You know, I was white and blue belt. I just focused on the mat work, get good, best as I can on the bottom, best as I can on the top, be able to, you know, get side control, mount back, work from all in positions, be escape positions, escape submissions, counter attack, all be just well-rounded. And then, you know, as I grew as an athlete, I started to become more well-rounded in the wrestling, the judo, and just wherever the fight goes, I'm ready, you know. And that's where I think it's important nowadays. Like you see so many wrestlers coming into sport, so many judo players coming into sport, so many jiu-jitsu guys turn into wrestling for extra techniques and different perspectives. And I think it's important to be well-rounded in this sport nowadays, because any chinks in the arm, that's when you're going to get caught out. I think early days when we used to compete back in the day, it was like just a guard player could win the fight, you know. But nowadays it was like the UFC, you know. Back in the day, just one style could win. Now it's the combination. You need to be able to wrestle, you need to be able to get to judo, you need to be able to pass, you need to be able to play guard, you need to be able to do everything. If you don't, then you get caught out because someone will find the little chink in the armor.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. And then what about you? Obviously, Grapplefest 11 then. So how did you find out you were going to be on the show?
Well, they put a post out about the undercard, and I put my name down for the undercard because I just wanted see what they would say, and then they came back and they were just like, oh, the undercards for blue to brown belts only.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm a black belt now, so you can you can take that as you will. I'm game to fight. If you want to give me a fight, then I'm here. I'm game. And I have heard that there's not a ton of under 80 kilo black belts, so I'm in a good spot where I'm an under 80 kilo black belt where they're gonna be able to get me a fight, And after that, they were like, okay, well, you're fighting on the main card, to another black belt. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And what do you prefer? Because I know you did a lot of gi back in the day. So what is your preference now? You still enjoy the gi, or are you more kind of leaning towards no gi? So you hear me okay, Reece? Like we're just having a little bit of technical issues, so it won't be a second. So yeah, Reece, you hear me okay?
The mic. I think the question was.
So let's just.
The internet's just been a bit slow right now.
Yeah, so it's just frozen up there a little bit. So so it won't be a second. Just while we try and get Reece back on.
There we go. It's better now.
Nice, nice. So so yeah, what I was saying there then, Reece, is in regards to obviously what you like to compete in. So what do you lean towards? Are you still a gi man, or you prefer no gi now?
Really like the stream, okay. But I think I heard him. Literally, like the timetable in our gym is like 50% gi, 50% no. We don't have like a preference in the timetable, and that's like pushing that well-roundedness. So like in Fifth Element, like we want everyone to be able to do gi, no gi, judo, wrestling, pass guard, play guard, leg locks, everything. So try to be well-rounded, and like I also do 50% both, but usually I'll gravitate towards one or the other, depending on what I'm preparing for. So like now I'm preparing no gi 10-minute fight, so I'm going to be doing local gi rounds and trying a little bit. And if I'm in the gi, I'm just going to work similar stuff to no gi. I'm not going to be doing much gi guards or anything. I'm not going to be doing collar sleeve or anything like that or anything. I'm just going to be working my no gi game. And in terms of like preference, I'm probably better in no gi than I am gi. But I still love both, and the gi will always have that place in my heart where it's technical, it's got like all those games, all those aspects. It's slow, it's steady, but it also can be fast. It's technical, There's lots of aspects to both types of the grappling that I love. I'll never not do.
Yeah. Definitely. And what about you then? So this year then, Reece, so obviously the main focus then will be Grapplefest. What about going forward then? What do you see going forward from yourself in 2022?
Well, personally, I want to try and keep things going. Like I said, like this Grapplefest right now is going to be my black belt debut. Which, I kind of saw my black belt debut with me wearing a gi and wearing a black belt, Maybe I'll wear a gi and a black belt and take it off. I'm joking. But I'm thinking about doing the Grand Slam in London, the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam, a month later. Just purple, brown, and black belts allowed in that tournament. And that'll probably be my gi black belt debut, which I might do. And then try and get on some more shows, see if I can get on another Grapple Fest. And, Forest would be unbelievable. I'd love to get on something like that. And I think now.
So we'll just break it up again with Reece. I know he did mention obviously his internet was playing up.
On things like Grapplefest, it's more likely to happen.
But yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you're just having obviously a little bit of connection issues. So so you hear me now, Reece, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. So we're getting there then. So you were mentioning obviously obviously Grapple Fest, then looking at and then talking about the Grand Slam. You were going to be doing the Grand Slam, hopefully the Grand Slam next month and so on. And then obviously for you then look to get on obviously potentially get on Grapple Fest again and maybe Polaris and so on as well.
Yeah, Grapplefest again, something like a Polaris. I think mixing up the tournaments with the big events is something that I really want to try and do. Keep up the events, you know. I think now I'm a black belt, I'm more likely to get on these shows, and also the tournaments. They're a different vibe, you know. Fighting multiple people in a day, that's hard graft, and when you win a big tournament and get a medal at the end of it, it feels well. It feels like you've beaten multiple people, multiple styles. You're not preparing for an opponent. You don't know who you're fighting, and then all of a sudden you break through the barriers. And you get your big victory at the end. Nothing. It's just a different event, you know. I think both super fights and tournaments, they've got their own place, and they're all very, very. I think super fights is the way the sport needs to go for the professionalism, MMA style, where it's how you're gonna get people in the door, spectators making money. It's how the athlete's gonna get money down the future. But the tournaments is something that jiu-jitsu, you know, jiu-jitsu needs tournaments. It needs it. How else are you gonna find out who the best guy in the world is? You know, you put them all in a bracket together.
Yeah. Definitely. And then we do have a question come in, Reece, so from obviously MMA UK's Katie Hunter. So what are your career bucket list goals? Now, obviously, for Reece, Katie, Reece has done massive amounts so far. As he's been able to travel the world, train with some of the best people in the world and stuff like that. But obviously, now that you've got your black belt, what's your kind of goals going forward then, Reece? So you hear me now, Reece, yeah?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
So what I was saying, Katie Hunter of MMA UK News, just saying, obviously now you're a black belt. What's your career bucket list goals? So what's your goals going forward?
Is that a question? Bucket list goal?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, the voice is just skipping quite a lot. I think so in terms of like no gi, I've kind of got like split the gi and no gi goals, and then also got like a bit of coaching goals too. So I'll not mention coaching goals, but in terms of like gi and no gi, my gi goals, I want to try and qualify for the worlds at some point. You know, like worlds, IBJJF with a certain amount of points to qualify, and easy in there. I think it's 3 gold medals at IBJJF, which, you know, at black belt, that's no easy task. So that's definitely one of my big goals over these next. I want to try and do it at adult, of course. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Now I'm 28-year-old, and I feel like I've got about 1 years left of that I want to push hard to try and get some of these goals down, and try and get the worlds for one. You know, just try my best, see how I can do. Try and get in the rankings and the tournaments and stuff, and then try and get EDC up until again, like those worlds and the EDCC, as well as like the no-gi worlds. I for them, try my best to qualify for them, and then or the other aspects, like I said, I like to kind of split between thinking of tournaments and super fights. So, like nowadays, what you're seeing with the super fight game is the super fight game is starting to turn into this like UFC style, where you've got a champion. You've got, hopefully, what I want to see is like ranking system. Like in 5 or 10 years, the way you see this sport going is like a ranking system with a champion, a weight class, and then you just work your way up the ranking system until you get to the middle. You're in the top 10, and you're going to get looked after, and you'll get enough to live on and stuff like that. That's the hope. And if you look at the world's going right now, it's like we've got one FC in Asia that easily be a grappling organization doing that thing, titles in Asia, and then you've got who's number one in America, in all of them there, and then you've got Polaris Europe. So you got these straight away. You got these three that are already set in stone that can create this. And then eventually you could have Polaris champions versus number one champions, one FC champions versus Polaris champions. And this could be something that's like unheard of, and it could make this sport.
Definitely.
And
it's going to happen.
That could change a lot of people's goals. Every goals will start to be let's be the European Polaris champion. Let's be, let's be who's number one champion. Let's be the world champion of all of these organizations. I think the goals of people are going to change if the sport changes like that.
Yeah. I mean, it will happen. As I said, it will happen. So, and it's going to be brilliant when it does, because as I said, it's definitely going that way. So it is definitely going that way. So, and then Katie Hunter just coming in, just wishing you all the very best for qualifying for the Worlds. That's the thing, Katie, with the Worlds, you have to, as Reece was saying, you have to win usually 3 gold medals, and that then qualifies you or get a certain points for being a black belt. Obviously, your white belts, blue belt, purple and brown can go in with no issues, but black belts, need to qualify with a certain amount of points. So Reece will do it. Reece is definitely one of these guys that's out there, and he always loves competing. And if you've never seen Reece compete before, then definitely get Grapple Fest on Flow Grappling, because Reece is absolutely awesome to watch. Very, very exciting grappler. Definitely one of my favourite guys. As I say, I always loved watching Reece at different competitions. We always used to meet up at different comps all the time. And I used to get a chat and stuff like that. So it was always good fun. Always good fun. And then, Reece, for you then, anybody you want to shout out to? So any kind of friends, family members, teammates, or even any sponsors that you may have?
Friends, family, all the students in Fifth Element, who sponsor the gym, and all the club, and then all the guys at their place as well, who help out training too. So I think just all the training partners helping us, all the people who make my life fun.
Definitely. So guys, there we have it then. So Reece Doran, 5th Element Jiu Jitsu, going to be on Grapple Fest 11. That's Saturday, 26th of February, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, tickets, as I said, are unavailable. There's no tickets left. So make sure you get on to Flow Grappling and choose them monthly options if you are only getting it for Grapple Fest. So it's going to be an absolute fantastic night. Daisy Fresh versus Europe. So we're looking forward to a great night. Reece, I'll be there on the night, so we'll be able to get a catch up. As I said, it's been a number of years since I last seen you, so it'll be good to get a catch up with you, brother. So I don't know if you can hear me there. So Reece, I was saying I'll be able to see you on the night. I'll be there. So we'll get a catch up. We'll grab a chat and so on. So it'll be good to see you again. So I don't know if you can hear me now, Reece.
Sorry, the stream's just lagging a lot.
No, that's what I was saying there, Reece.
It's hard to hear the question.
No, that's right. What I was saying there is, I'll see you on the night. I'll be at Grapple Fest on the night, so it'll be good to catch up. It's been a number of years, so definitely looking forward to seeing you again, Reece.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see you too, mate. It's been a while.
Yes, yes. So listen, thank you again. Yes, so thank you again, Reece. And I'll see you next month. Enjoy the rest of your training, all right?
You too. You too.
Take it easy, buddy.